Welcome learners and audience to this live TC session on the topic ICTs for research. Now those who are doing the doctoral research work, then the PGE Diploma higher education program offered by the School of Education, and those who are any students who are doing research work can make benefit of this session. Now, as the name suggests, the topic goes, you might be very aware that technologies are used in a big way in any research activity, not only in research activity, in the entire educational processes. So in this session, my intention is to make you go through the technologies which we can use in the research work. So that is going to be the core idea of today's session. Now when we talk about research, ICT technologies, we will have to have a little bit understanding about the ICT, then the research work and the technologies, ICTs, which we can use in various stages of the research work. So I'll take you through these topics like ICT research steps and the ICTs which we can use in the research work. So to start with, let us have a brief understanding about, I am sure many of you listening to this TC session may be already aware about what ICTs are. It is basically nothing, it is basically the technology. But then when we talk about ICT, which is a very popular term, we have to understand what is that. So when you look at this term, the ICT, information and communication technology, as you see on the slide, you will see ICT is the full form of short form of information and communication technology. So then this will be having two terms like information technology and the communication technology. Now what is information technology? Basically, like, it includes the computers, softwares, networks, why this is used, like computer, software, networks, etc. This is to basically manage, store, create the information. So something which is related to, like, technology is related to information which can be created, disseminated, etc. That comes under the information technology. While communication technology basically includes all those, again, technologies which we can use for sharing information. So, and there are various technologies which we can put into that, as you see on the slide, like internet, mobile phones, emails, video conferencing, and there is no end to that. Like, there are many technologies. Now when we talk about ICT, we include all these, we include these two terms and bring it together, and we call it as information and communication technology. So as you see on the screen, the last point which says about ICT is nothing but the technology is used to handle information and enable communication. Let me put it in very simple words, like the technologies which can be used to share information, not only share, create, disseminate, store, etc. So that's why it is said like these are the technologies, ICTs are the technologies which would help us to handle information. So when we talk about handling, it includes all those creating, storing, disseminating, etc. So basically, information communication technology. So information is communicated with the support of technology. You can take it that way also. Information communicated with the support of technology. So not only communicated, but then we will say handling information. So it includes everything, like as I said. So this is ICT. Now come to research. Research, what it is basically, again, many of you may be aware about what is a research work. A systematic and scientific process of collecting, analyzing, interpreting information to answer a question or solve a problem. So basically we have a problem, we need to find out answer for a problem. Then what we do, we will go through some systematic scientific processes which would help us to answer that particular problem or question. Very simple definition that way, research. So as you see on the screen, it involves careful planning, then organized steps, logical thinking to discover new knowledge or verify existing facts. This is also, we can say, put it in this way also. Now I am not getting too much into the detailing of that, but then 2-3 things which are very important. One, we need to have a systematic procedure, scientific way of doing research. Why? To answer a problem, or research would help us to add to the existing knowledge body. So we have an existing knowledge sector relating to various variables in technically, if you are saying, so we can add to that existing knowledge. By doing a research, we will come to know that this is what, so it can be added to that existing knowledge. Now when that is done, it would also help us to have it contributes, or it has educational implications also. This would help us to improve the existing teaching learning practices, especially in the context of when we talk about the discipline of education, but it cut across all the teaching, cut across all the disciplines. It can have policy implications when we formulate new policies. The research work can contribute new knowledge to such policy making processes, etc. So I am just winding up that 2 ideas. One, ICT, which is basically the technologies used to handle information and communicate information. Research, the scientific steps which we would undertake to answer a question or a problem. Now let us move on to the other idea, which is the steps in research. Now see, as I said, it is going to be very systematic. Now how it starts, we will have a problem first. So that is what you are seeing, like identifying the problem, which is nothing but the area which we are going to work. In other words, we can also say you will select variables, like say for example it is about online learning. Online learning is going to be one of the variable in your study. We will write the title, we will have the research questions, objectives, then we will go to the hypothesis formulation, which is going to be, as you see on the slide, it is going to be an optional step, because in some studies we don't have to formulate hypothesis. Then we will have the data collection, wherein which we will see the sampling, population, tools which can be used in our study, the method which you are going to adopt for your study. There are different types of research methods, research types. So which type of research are you going to undertake, which is nothing but the research methodology. Then we will do the data analysis. Then it is going to be the preparation of the research report. So see, these are the steps which need to be followed in research work. Now I have brought out this slide because we were talking about, or the title of our discussion is like the technologies used in the research work. So see, nowadays technologies have influenced every sphere of life that way. So definitely it will also, the research work will also be influenced. Now different technologies, softwares, websites are there which would help, which would support us in doing the research work. So I would now take you through the various steps. Not only this, I will have more like kind of steps coming in between, which is something related to the steps which you are seeing on the screen. So we will talk about that, and when I talk about that, now AI, artificial intelligence, is one of the technologies which is coming up in a big way. Too many researchers, many tools. It is like many researchers, educators are using such tools in the research work also. Now see, when we talk about research work, as I said, the first step is going to be the problem identification. If that is the case, that is what you are seeing on the screen, idea generation and topic selection. Now, what we were doing, without technology, we were going through the hard copy materials like journals, paper reports, government documents, various policy documents. The research work is done by various researchers. Now we need to have the hard copy material of that. Now what happened is, like with the technology intervention, many of these reports are now generated, are created in soft copy form also, which is available in various repositories, government websites, institutional repositories. So now what you are seeing on the screen is like, if you want to find a problem, we have to have a we have to go through these kind of documents. We have to see where there is a gap, then that area will be selected for the research study. So I am not going into the details of all these what we say, the tools or softwares which you are seeing on the screen. There are various AI tools like ChatGPT is very popular that way. There also you can have a topic checking. You can ask the AI tools, give prompt and see which are the areas which can be undertaken as a research work. Similarly, the tools which you are seeing on the screen, the first one like AI tools there are a couple of tools which I have listed. And there are other tools also which are not necessarily the AI integrated tools, which is going to be general in nature, like Google Scholar, JSTOR, Springer Link, and various what we say journals have their own soft copy wing now, digital. So all these can be accessed, which would help you to identify the topic for a research work. Come to the next. Once your research work, problem is identified, we will have a review of the related literature. We will go through the studies which are conducted on the area, variable which you have selected for the study. So again, like AI tools, you will see connected papers, research rabbit, litmus, SciSpace, semantic scholar. There are couple of the tools are free, couple of them are freemium, which means you can use that for a particular period, maybe 1 or 2 months, 10 to 15 days. If you want to use it for a longer period, we have to make payment for that tool. So some you will see in the paid category, some in the freemium category, some are completely free. Other tools like PubMed, Web of Science, Scopus, all these are tools or softwares which you can use for doing the review of related literature, the area which you have selected for the study. Go through these tools, give the keyword, see the studies conducted on such areas, such topics, such variables. So this would help you to move forward in refining the research work that you have selected, topic you have selected. Now it is about reference management. Now when we write the research report also, you will see there are different patterns followed. Some people write the references in the first in entire chapter. Some put it at the last part of the research report. Now we used to write the names, then the details of the journal or book it referred, other places from where we have taken the references, and this was done manually. Now you have various tools, like you just feed in the data like researcher name, author name, book name, journal name. So it will automatically, this will generate the references for you. So you can save time in a big way by making use of the tools. So on the screen, like Sotiro, Mendeley, EndNote, RefWorks, Cite this for me, BibTeX, CiteFast, ECB. These are some of the tools, but again I have listed only few tools. Most of these tools are very popular that way. So you can use that for, like if you talk about the Mendeley also, Mendeley is also used for literature review. You can bring in all the documents which you are referring. Keep it as in your Mendeley account. Anytime you can refer like. So like in Sotiro also we have such facilities. Now let us talk about the plagiarism issue also. like plagiarism has to be done. It is not fair to copy anybody else's work. If you are taking others' ideas, definitely we have to acknowledge such people. Now, if that is not done once you submit, maybe for a journal or when you submit the thesis, it has to be necessarily, you have to make it subject to plagiarism checking. So, if the plagiarism percentage is very high, it is going to be tough because it is by gazetted notification, it is going to be a legal activity also. So, we have to minimize the plagiarism percentage before submitting to journal, submitting to any university for any degree. We have to get it plagiarism checking. We have to do the plagiarism checking. So, you can also do, because there are various tools like, as you see on the screen, like Turnitin, Authenticate, Grammarly, Copy Space, Paper-Rater. There are many such tools. Even in most of the universities, we have the Drillbit plagiarism checking software account also. So, like researchers can give to their supervisor, they will get it checked for you. That way you can identify the plagiarism percentage of your report. Now let us move on to another like note taking and knowledge organization. When we do the research work, see, at various places we need to make notes of the important ideas, and there is no limit to that. You can note down anything. So for that also technologies, tools like Notion AI, Evernote, OneNote, Google Keep, Simple Note, etc. comes. So you go to such websites, see, you will have a notebook kind of a page where you can keep on noting. As I said, when I was talking about Mendeley, in Mendeley also, when you read a paper, read an article, you will get a space for making note of the important points which you are reading. So these are other tools which you can use. When we were talking about the reference management, some of the tools have these facilities there also. So this is about note taking and knowledge organization. Now, at some point, definitely you will come across data collection. When we have to do the data collection, definitely, most of the time we will prepare the hard copy, we'll give to the samples, get it back. This is the usual traditional procedure. Nowadays, many researchers, they are using technology tools like Google Form, etc. You create your questionnaire, interview, anything, any tool, then you just share it with your samples, they will fill for you. So on the screen you are seeing some of such tools which you can use. Like I was saying, Google Forms, Qualtrics, SurveyMonkey, there are tools like paid category, Microsoft Forms, etc. So this is about data collection. Again, some AI assisted data collection tools like Google Recorder, Otter AI, Sonix, Rev AI. These are also some of the tools which you can definitely try for doing the data collection. Once the data is collected, we have to have the, start with the data analysis. When we do the data analysis, the first thing is going to be the data cleaning. Now something like OpenRefy, Data Robot, Excel Power Query, Google Sheets, these are some of the tools which would help you to really clean the data which you have collected in your research work. So some of these tools, of course, definitely you can try. Once the data cleaning is over, we will jump into the next step, which is the analysis. Now, if we talk about the research, we have the qualitative studies, quantitative studies. Sometimes we undertake mixed methods studies also, where both quantitative and qualitative data will come in. So some of the tools which you are seeing on the screen are the softwares, tools, ICT based ICT tools which you can use for qualitative data analysis. Many of these tools are that way very popular also, like NVivo, Atlas TI. You can draw beautiful graphs. You can have very beautiful visualizations. Then the coding process, which is going to be little time consuming when we do manually. So this can be avoided by using such tools, qualitative data analysis. Quantitative is not something very new, but then we have to understand, like, there are various tools. Some are into again paid category, some into free category. Like SPSS is very popular that way, a tool for doing the analysis. You can do almost the entire statistics using the SPSS. Even this is also possible in Excel sheets. Now again, as I said, SPSS is a proprietary software, but if you see Jamovi, it is a free software again, which is very similar to what we say SPSS. We can sometimes try such tools also. In Excel, as I said, they have a add-in facility like analysis tool pack. You just add that facility, you can do most of the statistics using the Excel also. Now, as I said, data visualization, when I was talking about the qualitative data analysis, I was telling visualization. But again, there are specific softwares which would help us to give beautiful visualization, to our research data. Something like Tableau, Power BI, Infogram, Plotly, etc. So these are some of the tools. I am not reading the entire. I suppose you can see it from the screen. Again, with the AI assisted statistical computing like MATLAB, SAS, Octave, SPSS Modeler. So these are some of the tools which are going to be AI assisted tools. Coming to AI based coding assistance for coding, again like in Atlas TI also we have the AI feature, but then some specific tools like Tab9, Replit AI, Kite, PyCharm. So these are some of the AI based coding assistance tools. When we do the qualitative analysis, some of these tools, of course, we can try. Of course, research drafting, we used to prepare the research report manually, but then later the Microsoft Office tools came into, and most of the research reports are prepared using such tools. But then we have tools like, again, ChatGPT figures out in almost all the category for many of the activities. Of course, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Perplexity, all these tools can be used. Notebook LLM, Google's Microsoft Copilot, all these are very popular kind of tools. For many of the activities, of course, we can use such tools. But in research writing and drafting, like Jasper AI, Writeful, Grammarly, of course, Grammarly, couple of you might have used. It would help you to create the document. Then, like the grammar checking can be done. Again, such tools can be used. Google Docs, of course, MS Word I have listed, LibreOffice, which is a free software. All these can be tried. Language, again, correction, translation in most of the tools, like if you see Microsoft Word also, they have the translation facility, but then there are specific softwares which you can use for translation. Write in one language, if you want to translate to a different language, some of these tools can be, of course, will be useful. Again, proofreading and editing, of course, Grammarly, Quillbot, some of these tools are very popular that way. Many researchers, educators are using these tools. Pro Writing Aid, SlickWrite, PaperWriter, AutoCrit. Some of these tools would help you to proofread, bring more clarity to your ideas that you are presenting. And this would also help you to write in a very professional academic way, the research report. So some of these tools can also be tried out. Again, when we talk about the presentation, see, once we do the research work, there can have situations where you will be trying to present the work that you have done. So when we make a presentation, of course, we prepare the popular one, Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, which is again a paid software. Now, we used to make use of these facilities available on such tools, but then there are tools again with artificial intelligence in the technology. Many presentation softwares, they have You just feed in the data. This AI tool will generate the slides for you, PowerPoint presentation slides for you. So something like Canva, they have ready-made templates in their repository. Select the template which you like good, then feed in your data, you will get beautiful presentations. Again, some of the tools like MS PowerPoint, which I was saying. Now, when we work collaboratively, when two researchers, three research collaboratively work on a project or research, some of these tools can be like for managing the task, timelines, teamwork, etc. So these tools like Microsoft Teams, Monday.com, Trello plus AI, which is of course AI integrated. Some of these can be used. And we will also come to a stage where we have to disseminate our research work to the public, to the entire world, entire globe. So some of these tools like, as you are seeing on the screen, Orchid, Publons, these tools can be. Again, there are various other repositories which would help you to publish your, disseminate your research work. Again, coming to the last point, research networking and visibility, improve a kind of again a networking, collaborate with researchers was situated at different countries, different places. So these tools like, so your visibility, how you have to make it public. So something like ResearchGate, Academia.edu, Google Scholar, Mendeley, Publon, LinkedIn, Orchid, these kinds of tools can also be tried, websites can also be tried. So friends, with this I would wind up this session. We were having, I like some ideas on the technologies, ICTs, which will be useful in the research work. So the session started with giving a very brief introduction to the information and communication technology. I had also discussed something very in brief about the research, the steps that we go through when we undertake a research work. And a major part of the discussion was about the ICTs which will be useful for doing research work. I suppose you have had understanding about the ideas which I have presented today. So thank you for listening this lecture.
वंदे मातरम।